Hi guys, this is Unders, and today we're going to have a little look in Neutron and using one of its features and how it was really designed and the real purpose for it. So if these sorts of videos are helpful for you, pop a subscribe on the channel, pop a like on the video. It does help me massively in creating more content for you guys. So in Neutron there is a masking feature. Now masking is what happens when two similar audio sources have a conflicting frequency. They can be slightly out of phase or hitting at the same amplitude, which is masking one over the other. It's normally going to be two fundamentals that have the same sort of power, the same peak point, or maybe even just a single frequency band away from each other. They then sort of cancel each other and block each other out. And Neutron's got a really good way of helping you detect that. Now the most obvious one and most common one you're going to come across is a kick drum and a bass line. So here I've picked a little track that I had going that's got really deep bass line, really deep kick, and they conflict really badly. And it shows you in Neutron really well what's going on. So if we look on the right Neutron here, we've got this little icon turned on. That shows you that masking mode is on. You can see that masking is also highlighted up here. And I've then got chosen bass 1. Now bass 1 is the subgroup of all the bass noises. This is the drum bus, okay? So at the top here it's going to represent the drums. Below it's going to represent the bass channel. Over on the left we've got the actual bass channel. That is there so you can see what's going on as well when we do a couple of things in a sec. So I'm going to hit play. You're going to have a look towards the lower end of the spectrum, to the left hand side, around between this 140, and it's going to figure out where these two signals are conflicting and masking each other, and it gives you an indicator directly on the EQ itself in the form of a quick flash. That's just a minor mask, one that you wouldn't normally pick up. When they become consistent masks, it turns into a graph across the top. So let's have a look. Cool, so you can see quite obviously I've got masking going on really heavily in the 50 Hz and up region. Now that lets me know straight away where I could dip. Now before I was really getting into this feature, I sort of figured it out to be on this point here where I've got the 1 on the lower one, or you can see it in the red on the left over here, and I had that dipped out, as well as some other areas where I've not quite hit it. I sort of got it out of my ear, but now this has given me a dead-on indicator. So what we want to try and do is play that signal and play between the two and see if we can get it to get rid of that graph while keeping the balance. Now there's something really useful we can do here as well. So to get rid of masking, you will quite often need to boost one frequency, cut another. This lets you do it at the exact same frequency point by inverse amounts. It's called the inverse link. So we turn inverse link on here, and let's say I turn on the shelf here and we turn on the shelf here. There we go. Now you can see the shelf over here on the left side as well, and you'll see that move around when I adjust this one here. And it goes the opposite way. So I boost the drums, the bass dips out more. That's really helpful in the fact that we can maybe give 1 or 2 dB boost and it's going to give us 1 or 2 dB cut. Then gives us a 4 decibel difference rather than just boosting 4 dB or just cutting 4 dB. And it's really nice that you can just click on it, do it, and it happens on both channels straight away. So let's have a little play around and see if I can get it leveled out a bit better. There you go. So I used a couple of features there. In the end, what turned out to be the best thing to get that really low frequency out of the way was just roll it off a little bit on the bass, so I can keep that really subby kick there. Something I did use there that I haven't really explained much about, if we go onto here, so working on the bottom EQ here, on the shelf settings, we can see everything that's been affected there on the left hand side as well. I turned on dynamic mode and compress. Now what this does is when it gets signal, it then dips the sound by the applied amount, which here is -1.8. maximum threshold to any kind of signal input there, and it's going to dip it by that 2 dB, but it does it quite musically and quite slowly. If you've got inverse on as well, you can then do expand on the opposite EQ and get them to push apart quite gently, rather than just having solid EQ boost. You can have it a bit more dynamic and move, but we're going to look a bit more into the dynamic EQ in another video. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little tutorial looking at masking there and the ways that you can use it to understand what's going on with your frequency spectrum. See you next time. Bye.